All right, hi everybody. My name is Emily Miller. I am a volunteer with Girls Rock Chicago. I usually teach drum instruction in the summer camps. Today we're going to talk about warming up for the drum set. But some of you might not have a drum set, so I built my own with stuff I just had laying around the house. So this is a stool. This is a practice pad. Got a bucket, an empty laundry detergent thing. This is a toy drum from my kids' drum set. This is a child's basketball hoop. I don't know, that's a steel bar. And a stool, and of course, a big bucket. So you can play drums on anything. You can warm up on anything. So, have fun, even if you don't have a drum set. There's plenty around your house that you can beat on, and you'll have a good time. I did break already though a Halloween trick-or-treat bucket, so sorry to my wife about that. You are not finding that out. So before we start with warming up, the most important thing to do to get ready to drum is to stretch. You don't want to start a jam session or get too intense without stretching, warming up. It's really important for your muscles and just to feel ready to play. So really, I would encourage you, just stretch so your wrists, so you want to stretch, feel it here, on both sides. Feel free to stretch along with me. On the other side. Really, I do it 6 to 10 seconds each. But we might go a little faster because you might not want to stretch along with me, and that's okay. Just kind of roll it out here, across the chest. And when you're playing on a drum set, you are going to be using your feet too as part of the warm-up. So it's good to roll out your ankles, tap your toes. And I would also stretch after you're done warming up too, because you stretch, you do your warm-up, you stretch again now that you're loose, and then you jam. But you want warm-ups to be fun, so I really like to use music to help warm up. But I want to talk through a couple things first. First, on how to hold the sticks. There's a couple different techniques or methods to hold the sticks. And I encourage you to try all of them while warming up and switch between them. Because on a drum set, you might start by playing match grip or German grip, which is basically like your wrist, lay it flat on a surface and knock. Okay, that is match grip. So you're playing like this, like you're knocking on someone's door. And this is also a good stretch. Just go knocking. Knock around the house. Don't need sticks for that. But for me, I hold it between my finger and my thumb. There's a bit of wrist movement, but I'm also going to use the bounce and use my fingers. So match grip is palms down like this. But you can also try French grip. So you're basically going to turn it if you are into orchestra percussion. So my background, I've been playing since 4th grade in orchestra, marching band, marimba, percussion, so where you're holding 2 mallets and playing on a marimba. But for drum set, you can switch between them. So it might be nice, when you're playing on the snare drum, but when you go over to your ride cymbal or to a crash, you're opening it up, is what they call it. So I'm opening up my posture. And so one person described it to me like you're taking 2 halves of a watermelon and you're squishing them together. Cassie, if you're on, this is a Jeremy Brunk reference. So you push them together like this. So you're mirroring that type of approach. So my wrist isn't moving as much, it's more my arm here, which is why you really want to stretch. So we can get really geeked out about technique and wrists and how to hold things. But all that to say is when you're playing, so here I'm doing French, here I'm doing German, and American's kind of in between the two. Tom Tom Magazine just gave a really good lesson on those techniques, and you could check that out. But so while you're warming up, go between those. Play. You don't have to stick to one technique. So you want to hold the sticks, not so choked up here or back here. Somewhere where you're naturally getting a bounce, so that way you're able to not work as hard. You don't want to just be doing this the whole time or just doing it all wrist, but you want to use that balance. You know, I've got this drum set made of stuff around the house. There's a whole, I just learned about this a couple of days ago, Couch Drummer Nation, CDN_trim. She has this amazing Instagram. She's actually out of Chicago, I didn't realize this, where she jams to awesome songs with stuff around the house. She uses a crutch, a baby push thing, like it's great. So you don't need a drum set to warm up or to play. So that being said, the very first thing I do for warm up is I don't even look at the drum set. I do what's called pad time. My favorite thing is pad time. So you get a drum pad, or you know, the seat cushion of a chair, or the arm of a couch, or a mattress, or a pillow. And it's good to practice on things that are hard and soft, because you get a different response when you're hitting that. So it's good to change that up. But pad time, just have a drum pad or a mouse pad around the house and pick your favorite song. You know, pick a song that's a medium pace and a faster pace. And we're gonna just practice on sticking to it. So we're all very used to probably a right hand lead, so starting things with your right hand, but we wanna change that up. So right, left, but what if we wanna start on the left, or doubles, or paradiddles? So put this together for you, and I can take a picture of this and send it in the comments, but we're gonna play through this together. And so if you don't have sticks, not a problem, you could tap along with me. I highly recommend this book. It's called Stick Control for the snare drummer. And you might be thinking, but I'm playing drum set. There's a snare drum on the drum set. But you don't need a snare drum. You could just play, you know, again, on a mouse pad or whatever you want. What I like about this is it's just got all sorts of different combinations, and it's just different combinations, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, you know, just two arms playing back and forth. And the goal when you're doing a warm-up is to try to make that sound the same. Oh, there's technical difficulty here. So when I'm playing, I don't want my right hand to always be louder, or left hand, or be uneven. So the purpose here is to make this all sound the same no matter what order my hands are playing in. So that's a key part of warm-ups. But sometimes you can add in accents, you could play quiet, you could play loud, right? Totally up to you. But it's good to have that variation. So let's actually play a song together. We're gonna play to Lizzo, Like a Girl. What we're gonna do just to start, the whole purpose here is you don't want to go too fast. We just want to get loose, roll out our shoulders, roll out our wrists, right? And you can try different technique. You know, you could do this way, whatever works for you, or float between them. You want to play loud, soft, but we're going to alternate through this because the goal is, you know, if we look at this line, I don't think you can see it from there, but it's left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, 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 left. So we're getting more in a row, because if you think, well, later I'm going to be playing on the hi-hat, well, so I got to get my wrist ready to do that. So let's just play one song together, and you just have fun with it. This is what pad time is. I put on my headphones, I play. You can sit outside and play. You could play on a tree. It's not going to talk back to you. It's fine. So I'm just going to go through some of these, and you can tap along with me. Hopefully you can hear that. I'm trying to make it all the same. Like the same height. Now do second time. practice playing quiet. So it's good to practice it quiet. It's good to practice loud. So you start to move around. And if you get tired, just do one hand. Just doing different combinations. Right, so you're just having fun with it. And then as you get more comfortable doing this, you could add in rudiments. So I'm adding slams. Right? And you could add in doubles, especially in the chorus because that's fun. So you're really just sitting and you're not trying to go too fast, you're staying with the beat. It's a little more fun than a metronome. And you can try different techniques. And if you break it up, it kind of makes it sound different.
I didn't know it was in there right there.
Alright, so that's pad time. I would spend like 3 songs just playing along to that. It gets you warmed up. Try different stick combinations. So again, these are some suggested ones that come from the book Stick Control. And yeah, thanks. So in the comments is the Couch Drumming Nation that with a shout out to CD Trin. Her stuff is so fun, and it's just fun to watch. And so you might be asking, all right, well, when I'm practicing, I should probably use a metronome. You're right. So a song acts as that. Dorothea Taylor, I got her recommendation for the app called Click. It's free. What I like about it is that it'll blink at you and not just do sound. You could do both. You could do eighth notes, quarter notes, triplets. But it's also nice because you can just have it flash at you, so when you're playing, you can't hear it because you, of course, have ear protection in or headphones. You never play without that. Then you're able to see the beat. So I hope you enjoyed my drum set. We're going to go to a different drum set now, and we're going to involve our feet in this warm-up. So hopefully this stand here works. All right. All right, so this is a drum set I actually got from Girls Rock at their gear sale. So here we are, and there's my cheat sheets. Okay, so we've got our wrists are loose now, but now we want to involve our feet. So before I play, we need to put on ear protection. So these are just Vic Firth isolation headphones. They're quick and easy, but if you wear glasses like me, sometimes it's easier to use headphones. Because if you wear these for hours at a time, you will get a line here. And I don't think it's the most fashionable, right? So before I play, let me talk through what I'm going to do here. So I would normally do this to a metronome, but I just want to show you some examples. So on the home drum set of stuff around the house, you saw that I eventually moved around the drum set, right? So you want to do the same here too, and we want to involve our feet. So we can alternate our feet and have it being the foundation of what you're doing. Because we need to warm up our feet too, which is why we rolled out our ankles, we would stretch a little bit more. So I got some cheat sheets here, which I can post as well. to work on limb coordination. So just coordination, but to get all 4 body parts moving. So the core of what you would do, and if you're a beginner, you would just start maybe with the bass drum and have that do the beat while you're drumming. So same thing with pad time, you would just do those same beats while the bass drum is going. If you're able, over time, you might want to add in the hi-hat. So, right? So that's what you're looking for. And then you're going to start to work on syncopation. So, got my hip protection. So, you can start with I'm doing, but I'm making it move around. And so you're warming up, you're moving your shoulder. You don't want to have your drum set up so you have to go like this to hit something. You kind of want to have good posture, have everything within an easy reach. So you want it set up ahead of time or play with it before you start to warm up. So you would try that at really excruciatingly slow speeds because one, sometimes it's really hard to play slow and you have to count out loud. 1 and 2 and 3. So you can play with dynamics with really slow or very slow, soft, loud. When we play fast, sometimes we get louder and louder. So try to play really fast, but quiet. So again, the feet, we're just alternating. And if you don't have pedals, you don't have something here, you can just tap. That works perfectly. So this is your foundation. So I was just doing, looks like it's reconnecting. All right, should be back now. All right, so I was just doing, connecting. I think we're still going here. Okay. And you can do triplets. I find those pretty hard. 4 notes in between. So it's 3 notes per beat. So, you can play around with the kit. You don't have to do 4 on each. You could move your one hand. And that's kind of nice because it gets you thinking and hearing different patterns you might not be doing when you're playing, especially if you combine what we were doing earlier. So if I do, right, so it starts to sound pretty cool and you might get a feel out of that, but really all you were doing is warming up, trying to get the speed faster. So the next thing you might do is try to split it up. So you're trying to work on your syncopation or moving between the two. You might hear this called linear drumming, where you only play one thing at a time. So I'm not right there, I'm playing 2 things at once. But I don't want to do that, so I'm going to go. Breaking it up, and then you could involve your hi-hat. So right, so you're just playing around. And ideally you do it to a metronome, and so that if you get off, you can just wait a couple beats and hop right back in. The next thing I would do is start to go into beats. So we played on a pad. We just got our wrist warmed up. We started to open up, move around the set. We involved our feet. same time, keeping the beat while we moved around the set. Now we can actually play some beats, and you can just kind of think, all right, I want to play something different with my bass drum. We're so used to, regardless if you're lefty or righty, whatever your dominant hand playing on the hi-hat, change that. So do something, you might say inside out. So normally it's, so challenge yourself to switch hands and right, so it's more of a workout for your brain at that part, to switch hands or invert what normally happens. But let's warm up, let's practice some beats and move our bass drum. Instead of having it on 1 and 3, let's just play it on different spots. So to layer it in, play on different beats to get that set up. And then you could do the same with the hi-hat. I find that a little harder. Normally hi-hat's just kind of predictable. But again, just like we normally play hi-hat with our dominant hand, play your non-dominant foot on what should be, make that one work harder. So this is harder. So you're just forcing your limbs to think a little bit, and it gets your brain warmed up too. So after you do that, I would end on a favorite song, so you can just jam, because you want your warm-ups to be fun, otherwise you're not going to do them. So the whole point is do what works for you. So for me, I really like pad time. Make sure you stretch, get some favorite songs, move around the drum set, use a metronome. Click is the app I recommend. It's free and it's got a good visual. And then end on a song you really like so you can feel confident and feel great. But challenge yourself during warm-ups to put accents, to play quiet, to play loud, and to try something different. So stick control is one way you can do that. It just gives you provided, it's really like any possible sticking sequence is in there. So that's really good. And that's all the content I have. So if you have any questions, I'll take a look. But yeah, any questions, I'll take a look at the comments. So feel free to type them in. I could stay on for a minute, but otherwise that's all I've got. So warm up before you play. Have so much fun jamming. So again, that's my girls rock drum set. I have an electric one and then a very high quality toddler drum set. Definitely necessary. And then again, here's that home drum set as well. So it's just drum stuff I found around the house. So you can play on anything you need. You can use paint sticks, you can use sticks, you can just tap, you can knock. So yeah, have fun, warm up before you play, always use ear protection, and hope to see you all at camp soon. Cool. All right, bye everybody.